Aloha and welcome to Cooking with Dino Mama. Today I am making a flaky pie dough. This episode is not sponsored by anyone, and anything I use or that you see is what is available in my home or local grocery. This recipe makes enough for either two pies, or a pie and lattice, or lots of little mini pies. Using a food processor or a blender as I did, pulse together the 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, and half a teaspoon of salt, just to combine. Cut the 1 cup of cold butter or margarine into cubes and spread out over the mixture. Then pulse until the butter is in pieces the size of small peas. Follow this with your 2/3 cup of ice cold water and process until the mixture starts to come together. Once formed, turn the dough onto a floured work surface. This dough is really sticky. When that happens, we can either add more flour to the batter, or in this case, I'm going to roll the batter and flour on the mat. Make sure to flour the rolling mat well. Have some extra flour on the side and coat your hands in flour, as if it were chalk and you were about to lift some heavy weights. We're going to pour some flour on top, roll up the sides and add some more, and keep rolling until the dough just isn't sticky anymore and is a nice workable consistency. You'll know when it's good because it won't be sticking to your hands anymore. Once it's not sticking to everything in sight anymore, split it in half. You may want to wash your hands off before dealing with the plastic wrap. I weighed my pieces so they'd be even. Each of mine were 12 ounces. This is primarily necessary if you're planning to make a pie. Flatten into a nice disc and wrap in plastic wrap. I would not advise using the reusable beeswax wraps for this, since those tend to get really sticky and your dough will likely stick to it. Just stick to normal plastic wrap. My second piece was still kind of sticky, so I dusted on some leftover flour, not like I could do anything else with it, before wrapping it up and sticking it in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes before using. My plastic wrap always seems to get stuck. This dough will stay good for up to 1 month in the freezer. Random fact of the day. By the time dinosaurs came into existence, the Earth is assessed to have already been nearly 4.3 billion years old. Life evolved from one-cell organisms about 3.8 billion years ago, so when the world was already 500 million years old. But some of the first known land animals, which were many-legged insects known as millipedes, which we do still have today, didn't even appear until about 400 million years ago. And now, back to our pie dough. When you're ready to use your dough, take it out of the refrigerator, unwrap, and transfer to a lightly floured work surface. If your dough is frozen, you will have to pull it out earlier. Give it at least an hour, if not more, to unfreeze. Roll each half into a round at least 12 inches in diameter for a pie, or to whatever size you need and about 1/8 inch thick. If you see when rolling out that your dough is still really sticky, add more flour. Prepare according to necessity. So if you're using for a pie, place in a 9-inch pie pan and trim the edges, leaving a 1-inch overhang. Then refrigerate until ready to fill and bake. Here I'm using the dough to make mini apple pies. Unfortunately, due to the humidity where I am, the circles keep shrinking. It's the weirdest thing, but something I really can't control. I try to keep my dough as cold as possible, but it can't be too cold or it won't roll. As soon as the dough gets warm, it loses its shape. So I'm just going to go with it and do my best because they'll still taste delicious. Once you've filled your pie with the deliciousness of your choosing, bake according to directions. For me, it'll be 25 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, but these pies are cute and mini. For a full-size pie, it'll be closer to an hour. Thank you for joining me today in Dino Mama's kitchen. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy, and remember, only nice people get sweets.